Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2, where we're building the biggest transportation company Australia has ever seen. Last episode, guys, we did actually quite a few expansions right now. We've managed to now start supplying our towns with the goods that we are now producing. Portland has finally got its food getting delivered right now via train. It had food before via vehicle. We built this massive train line right now, which picks up, drops off, and very foolishly, I forgot about the fact that it needed different carriages, but it's getting some type of food, which is now being delivered. Melbourne is now getting tools delivered all the way from up here. I've got our own little tool run now on the go. There seems to be lots of tools available, so I could either up the delivery or utilize the excess to deliver to other towns, which is really, really exciting. Now, what else we got sorted in last episode was Mildura getting its food delivered too. And also Mildura is the only town that has both goods being delivered at once on this side of Australia. The only downside is it technically is not getting any machines, although we do have a machine train all set up. And that's solely because, actually, I think it's now getting machines. The reason it wasn't getting any machines is because the station doesn't touch anywhere or any buildings that require machines. And we were kind of hoping on the city growing a little bit more until it kind of spawns in a machines factory somewhere. And I think it just has with that building just here. It's got our first machine factory, which now it's finally getting the machines it deserves. Now, at the end of last episode, I built this massive oil run. We extended the line going up, built this oil run where oil gets delivered to over here, but it turns out I don't like how I created this curvy swoop. I'm going to shortcut it by going down and connecting in. We're keeping this connection here, we're just deleting this bit there. Because what you're going to do is you're going to pick up the crude oil, drop it off to the oil refinery, refine the oil, then take it all the way up to a right to then produce fuel. And then from there, we're going to bring the fuel all the way down to Portland and Melbourne. It will eventually go to Adelaide and Albury and Canberra and Sydney. It will go to all these cities at the bottom down here and then start supplying them with goods. There's a lot we've got to do. It's some huge different distances that we've got to cover. And when there's distances involved, it means your boy is going to make some serious cash money moolah. So if you are enjoying the series, smash that like button down below, subscribe if you are new, so you get notified when more episodes do come out. So what I'm going to do first, and I'm going to actually quickly pause the game, we're going to rejig this line here and just make it a little bit more simplified getting down there. It seems a little bit crazy and unnecessary to go all the way around. My idea is just making them all link up to the main line, but seeing how weird it now looks, it makes sense to just go straight and keep this connected to this line here. So what we're going to do then, boys, and it's quite sad to see it go, but we're going to delete you, which is now going to cause major issues. And what is more annoying is the fact that there is just so much to delete. So much to delete right now. I wish there was like you could click and drag. Well, you kind of can, but it's not like how you would expect it to be. I wish you could click and drag in a straight line. Right, there we go, boys. It's almost gone. Almost gone. Right, we'll just leave it for there. Is there a bit there? Oh, no, it's the landscaping. Okay, let me just quickly smoothen that. Smooth. Size. It's like the tunnels never existed, boys. It's like they never existed. So what I'm going to do is get the tracks, and before it starts bending, so we'll select here. Where do we go? Back here. Actually, no, let me scrap that idea. Before it starts bending, we'll delete to there. And we'll delete to here. There we go, there we go. And then we'll just run this as straight as we can. Now, I'm very well aware there's a lot of landscaping involved. I'm very well aware of this, boys. Yeah. But it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Just got to find the snap. So the snap is there. And obviously, depending on where I put that, depends on the bridge, which looks, I ain't going to lie, absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to bring this back a little bit to about there. Look how high that is. Jeez Louise. We are going to bring this back even more. So I'll bring it to there, and because we did it on this previous one, we created like a big mound, and that's what we'll do. I don't want to create a huge bridge going across or then just landscape a huge earth mound because it looks a little bit ridiculous. But with the power of the trains, we should be able to kind of climb up this and it shouldn't really be much of an issue. Right, keep it going all the way. Right, we're about to here, so go back a bit. Where's the snap? Where's the snap? Hold on. There's the snap. There's the snap. Now, it does want to turn this into a slight little tunnel, which I don't mind. To be honest with you, I don't mind there because there's not really much going on. Plus, it will kind of hide how crazy it is going on. And it'll pop back out at the end. See, guys, sometimes I don't mind tunnels, okay? Let's not go down that road again. Bring this up to about there. Is that still snapped? Yeah. And I'm wondering now where the best option would be to bend it. Maybe bring it down a little bit more because it's going to be slowing down. We don't need a big swooping bend because it's going to be slowing down anyway, like naturally. So if I go just as it gets outside of the tunnel, what is going on here? I think what we need to do is delete back to here. Now realizing we're going to have to technically drop down a little bit. So if I get to about there, but bring it down a peg or two, I'm going to get rid of the mound or the tunnel. Bring it down to there and confirm. And then come swooping out of here. And we've got a lot of terraform to do. So we'll have to slow down, naturally. That's just what is going to have to happen. But they're slowing down anyway, so there's no stress on our part. Run this all the way back. So all the way... Where's it going to? It's just after the tunnel here. It's actually not that far. There we go. There we go. And bends in. So that gets rid of the awkwardness that was once bestowed on us. Right. There is no evidence of that originally happening. So I'm just going to kind of terraform it a little bit. And then we got the straight run going up, which will turn into there. So that makes life a little bit easier for us. Makes the train a lot more frequent as well, which is perfect. And let me just make it look semi-decent. I mean, you're never going to get it decent anyway. Let me up that strength. Or speed through it a bit more. But it's as good as, boys. It's as good as right now, isn't it? It's as good as. Right. Smoothie, smoothie, smoothie. And run this down there, because this is something that we didn't kind of get done. It's smoothing and all that. I'm just going to quickly push it up right now and just kind of do where we can. There we go. And on the other side, just here. And there is a lot of awkwardness we've got to kind of terraform around here right now. There's the original smoothie bend. Alright. I want to make it look like it doesn't look like from a distance that we've kind of terraformed a huge hill. But that works. As simple as that is, it will work. It will work. So last thing I want to do is just quickly add some signals in, and then we've got the green light for everything else. So that train comes in this way, meaning we'll have a signal going out that way, signal coming here and here, and there's only been one train going back and forth there, so the signals don't really mean or matter too much. We'll just quickly sort out the signals on this side. So it's coming down this way, meaning we'll have a signal there and just there. So we'll just do the basic ones on there for now and see how we get on. So back into play mode then. It's like nothing ever happened, boys. Oh, also, someone said, Seniac, you put the wrong oil carriage things, cargo things on this. And I think I did. I think I legit did. So if I go to cargo, I think I've put, yes, I put the wrong ones on. I put these tankers on when we've got these tankers. I am such a folio. So get rid of all of those. Add these in right now. We had a 207 capacity, which will kind of now go to a 210 with one less carriages, and they also have a higher speed as well. So modify that. Does make the train a little bit smaller, but it can also go a lot quicker now as well. So appreciate you all of your eagle-eyed viewers out there. I really do appreciate it. Right, that's all done. So now we're going to kind of set it up where you can bring the refined oil over to the oil fuel refinery so we can start producing fuel. So the best way to do this would be, I mean, there's not really any best way, but I reckon put it this side and just run it straight down there. Simple as, mate, as simple as. So cargo train station, high speed, it doesn't really matter. Two sets of train tracks, is that probably the preferred option? Yeah, in case I do get multiple trains coming in. So what we'll do, I'll pull it about there, and we'll just bring the road a little bit closer to it. So if I just quickly bring you across. Hang on, no. I don't know why I put no on everything, but I just do. Right, that's to there. Simple, simple, simple. And then train tracks. We'll run this out. And because it's going to be such a high speed, we'll try and go for the swooping bend on this. So we'll do a tunnel there. I won't do a tunnel here because I don't like double tunnels so close together. It looks a little bit weird. And then just quickly sort this side out. Push this all the way back. And in. So before we do anything else, we'll quickly do a crisscross. Right before the tunnel. That sorts that out. And then we're going to try and swoop this bend in this way. So I reckon about there maybe. And what's that swoop? No. A bit bigger than that. Well, that's not possible. Maybe gone a little bit too far there. So 80 to... Oh, okay. I see what the issue is. Delete back a bit. There we go. So another big swooping bend. It just enables them to... Well, it enables them to maintain a little bit of speed. So 118... 118... Do you reckon that's good enough? I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. It's still a decent speed to maintain on a turn. I won't tunnel it. Yeah, we'll roll with that. I ain't going to complain. I'm not going to complain. All right, in for you. And then let's quickly just sort out the signals. So one there, you'll have one there, and then obviously you'll have one going this way. I always forget which side we're on because I flip the trains the other way around. I always forget which. I wish I never did it, to be honest with you. I wish I never did it because I've soon found out the vehicles aren't driving on the correct side of the road for Australia, which is it really annoyed me, lad. It really annoyed me. Right, smoothie, 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 smoothie. So I've done basic signals to the junctions. Obviously, we're going to add more signals in the middle moving on, but I'll probably come down that road when we start adding multiple trains on these routes. We just kind of get the basics of it all set up first before we do anything too crazy. And bring the top of that little one down there and then down here as well, so we can smoothen all this out. Right, glorious. Look at those swooping bends, boys. Hopefully we'll be able to maintain somewhat of a high speed throughout all of this. So what we'll do now then is create a new line. Actually, we've got line 1 here. So what would this be called? Oh, it's called Mount Isa. Where are we Where are we near? I can't English. Mount Isa City over there. Okay. Oh, I almost deleted it then for a second. Mount Isa crude oil. Easy enough. So another new line, which will pick up from here and drop off to over there. And we'll make this black as well. We'll make it like a slightly off black, dark grey. And this is going to be our Mackay oil. Very good, sir. Very good. And we'll get this up and running first then. So the nearest train thing's just over here. So is it further than this? You could argue yes, but it'll take longer to get there just solely because of the lower speeds it's got to do on the bends. Because what I need to make sure is, now if I just double check, it's 2 crude oil to 1 oil. So the train going back and forth here can't be that big unless I add multiple trains on there, but we'll kind of see what happens. So we'll do a train half the size. We'll go for the 3-5 or the Flying Scotsman. Let's go for the Flying Scotsman because of the speed of what we can now do with cargo, which is also 75. And we'll go for a 120 capacity, and then we'll just kind of see how we get on with that, and then adjust the other 2 train lines as we go. So that will now spawn that train. It will chug all the way up, and then we're now going to start seeing refined oil being produced. So while we wait for that, I will build a few more signals. Okay, I will build a few more signals. So back and forth there. We'll do one quickly here, back and forth. There. I'm going to do one here as well. And because we're going to have a multitude of trains going down this route, I might as well get these in now. Because we're going to have a couple of trains coming in to pick up the fuel to deliver to the towns. So to be honest with you, this station here, this station might need to be expanded quite a bit if we start getting like loads of trains coming in. It's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. So a little bit of a fast forward then. And we'll allow the fuel refinery to, you know, have adequate oil coming in before we start setting up the delivery routes. But then again, it doesn't really matter. I don't think it really matters. I could just do it now, couldn't I? Yeah. Right, anyway, the Mackay oil, we're going to make sure it can utilize both platforms because we're going to have a multitude of trains coming in. And then for the Mount Isa crude oil, we're going to make sure it does both platforms as well. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, we're going to set up a new line. I won't expand this train station yet because we're only going to have 2 new routes connected to it. So we'll go from here and we'll deliver all the way down to Melbourne. There we go. Get it to use both platforms on both for when it's super busy. And make this orange for the fuel. So we'll call this our Melbourne. 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 Fuel. Okay. Melbourne fuel. And then the other one, if we create now, new line, is picking up the fuel from here and going all the way down to, got to zoom in to make sure I get the right one, Portland. Making sure that this is also orange for fuel and both platforms. Why not? And we'll call this our Portland fuel. There we go. So 2 new lines all set up. So we'll buy 2 new trains for it. And fuel goes in this, right? Yes. So we're looking at, not, oh, I could go diesel, but I think it's too soon. So we'll stick to the train. We'll do Flying Scotsman because of the speed of which these carriages can go. And because of the distance, I'm going to do a 90 capacity. No, we'll do a 75 capacity and buy 2 of them. And then see how we get on. So we've got Melbourne fuel. And then we've got Portland fuel. Which is just there. So then we should see this start producing fuel as soon as it gets the crude oil delivered. Now, I believe that's the train there going up for the first time. It's going to have to go all the way in to come all the way back down. But by the time it does, this should have plenty of refined oil good to go. He says. He says. Now, is this a 2-to-1 or a 1-to-1? This is a 1-to-1, so we're okay there. We're okay there. We just might need more oil being delivered to here. But again, we'll adjust it as time goes on. We'll adjust it as time goes on. So that means Portland and Melbourne now have both of their goods being delivered and they can go expansion crazy. Now, what I want to do next episode is I want to build my first passenger train line, which connects Adelaide to Portland to Melbourne to Albury and then to Wagga Wagga. So it starts in Wagga Wagga and then goes around in a big semicircle to Adelaide. That's what I want to do as my first line, swooping back and forth. And then what we'll do, we'll create a separate line that goes from Adelaide to Mildura to Wagga Wagga, then into Canberra, Sydney, and then Newcastle. So that line starts in Newcastle to Adelaide. So you've got one that swoops round, one that cuts through. So there's 2 crossover points between the 2 lines. Mainly, and most importantly, it goes through Mildura, which will be the start of our high-speed rail line that goes all the way over to Perth. I know, crazy, right? Crazy. I must be dreaming. I must be dreaming. Now, one other thing that I want to fine-tune in this area is where we have the coal and ore line kind of come in so soon here. I actually want to extend the line a bit further down and connect it a little bit further up, mainly in this area here. Because we already have a junction there, we might as well combine it with the oil and coal junction. So it's just one junction does both rather than having another junction thrown on, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It makes sense in my head. It makes sense in my head. So I'm going to run this up. And when we get to about here, we'll figure it all out. So let me just kind of run this down to there. Run you into there. Because if they've got to stop once anyway. I don't want it to stop a second time further down. That's what I'm kind of getting at there. So that connects in here. Right, and I think what we'll do is we'll just quickly pause and then get rid of that signal. And then where can I snap this in? So that can get snapped in there. That can get snapped in there. So it all happens here as one junction. And then signal-wise, it's like this on them two. And then we'll do another one here. Just to give them another signal to pass, to kind of move about with. We'll do one there and there. Just get more trains, like I said, moving about. Right, bring this all the way down. Right, and we'll just get it to here. Wait, is that? Oh, there's something wrong with that now, isn't there? Yeah. God damn it, boys. I've now got to delete it because it decided to not connect. Right, let's try that again, boys. Let's try that again. All right, bring you into here. So what I'll do really quickly right now is delete you, delete you, delete you, delete you. And then bring you in. You're going to run up to here. And then this runs all the way to there. This runs all the way down to here. Now, we also need to make sure that they've got the old crissy-crossy, which we'll do the crissy-crossy just here so we can utilize both sides. I'm telling you, this is going to be quite a busy little area, so I'm kind of taking care of it now before anything goes down. Right, you go there on that side before that crissy-crossy. We'll have one there. So I want to get a multitude of these right now. And I'm kind of staggering them differently to them ones. Because I want a few more in. I suppose these ones don't really make much sense now, thinking about it. So in terms of the lines, the coal and the ore come in. They have their own platforms. They could share if they wanted to. But that does exactly what I need it to do. So back into play mode. And like I said, so because we're making them crisscross here anyway, you might as well just turn it into one for all. I mean, this bends around this way. You could keep it separate. You actually could just keep it separate, but that is just throwing another headache onto it. Because that's also our high speed that needs to merge with them all. I'm saying this is just going to be an evolution as time goes on. It's just going to be an evolution of all these lines. Right, okay. So has it been enough time right now to see fuel get delivered? No fuel is yet to be delivered. Where is that fuel train? It's picked up. So where is it? It's definitely picked up, but I can't see where the train is. Am I blind, or is it not come up here yet? Oh, sorry, no. It was just getting there for the... I thought that was one of the fuel trains. That's the oil train. It's just got there for the first time, so it's on the way back. It looked like it picked up there. I think it was just the way that it staggered the fuel. Yeah. Is that train on the way back? Yes, it is. We're definitely probably going to need more oil delivered, but, you know, that's a headache for another few minutes time still yet to go. So I'm happy about this, and I'm happy that we're now also bringing tools over here. You know, it might not be a lot of tools, and they're only picking up one at a time, because there's only really one building connected right now. You just got to give it time. You just have to give it time. I could drop a little vehicle running over here and make them take the tools into Mildura. That would be the most obvious thing to do. But I in a weird way, I would kind of like to see it naturally progress. You know what I mean? I would like to see it naturally progress. But we shall see. We shall see. Something else I wanted to kind of do as well is configure this. Right, configure this and kind of slightly change a little bit. Maybe add, if I go platforms and go cargo. I'm not adding a second platform to bring another train in. That's not what I'm doing. It's to get the buildings so you can kind of build a road on this side. Just on the off chance that Mildura might expand past this side of it. So if I do the small cargo buildings like this, this, and this, for example, get a road which will run... You got to get it just right now, haven't you? So run down here to go all the way up to there. Like that. And off chance it might start growing on this side of the train tracks. And I wonder if it's possible to implement a Chrissy Crossy Apple Saucy over, which it looks like it is. Because one thing that we kind of got rid of was the ability to connect this road back up. So we'll go bendy. Like that. We'll connect you up. And we'll extend this further down. Where that runs in. Interesting. Very interesting, boys. There's no benefit to doing that, but it might be a case that Mildura, if it does expand to be quite large, might expand over to this side. That's all we can hope for. That is all we can hope for at this point. That's all we can hope for right now. Would be interesting to find out, though. It really would. Anyway, we're still producing? I believe so. We just dropped off some machines. So this train here, utilizing the machines, has never really made any money until the last couple of years. And it's literally making pennies. It is making pennies. It's got plenty of goods there delivered to produce, but it's just waiting for Mildura to keep expanding. We'll just leave. We'll let it be, boys. We'll let it be. Right, this is producing fuel. You got incoming right now. The oil train to keep producing more fuel, which is being distributed between the two lines, which is good to see. This could definitely do with either. This could definitely do with a second train. It depends on how much is waiting at the platform. Oh, I would argue no. Not right now. I'd argue no, not right now. Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it? It's the way it's set up. It's a little bit of a tough one to decide whether it's going to be a good idea or not. It really is. It really is, boys. Okay. Okay. Let them do what they've got to do. Now, since we had the new oil tankers available, I haven't really touched this line. So this line here, that's carrying all the goods. Now, are we slacking anywhere? I want to see how much goods this has got to pick up over here. Probably not a lot, but then again, we're probably not getting a lot delivered. So why don't we take a look at this line, manage these vehicles, select them all, and then replace them. Because they're probably old at this point. They're in very bad condition. And replace them with steam. Actually, what's the capacity of these trains? 126. Okay. Okay. So replace them with the Flying Scotsman. And we'll give them a 150 capacity. They'll be quicker and can carry a little bit more. We'll go 165. We'll go 165. I won't do the oil train delivering the fuel just yet, because I want to see how much of a difference it's going to make. Or give these refineries the ability to kind of have more arrive, if you know what I mean. Right, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's still all good over here, right? Are we still all good? It's the downside of setting it up as we have and how close some of this stuff is. It doesn't give enough time to kind of produce. This has got plenty of wood available here, which I believe is now being picked up. How is this? This could do with... Actually, it could do with more wood. That's the wood train. So let me manage you and edit. It's... Oh, what's it got on there? 48. It's got the small ones on, hasn't it? Yeah. Wrong one, Soniac. $48 to $78. 91. 104. Right, we'll go 104. You have to wait for it to come back again. We'll go 104 and see what happens. This is the steel train. How much steel is currently available? None. Because you don't have enough ore being delivered. Is it ore or coal? Coal. So the... Right, let me start with this train. Is it possible to upgrade it and change the... Yes, we've got bigger gondolas. So they carry 138. Do you know what? I'm going to do them both together. So this is the Esperance coal and ore. Let's just replace the trains. So in terms of the engine, I could go Flying Scotsman. It'll have the pulling power. It's not really a long distance, so it could also not be the right choice. So 136. We'll now give it a 195 208 capacity. I don't know if that was the right idea. They can definitely carry more. They've got the pulling power to carry more. It's such a short distance, so I don't know whether we are going to eat through the backlog as quick. That's my only worry. The coal train is now coming in. They use both sides of the platforms. So that will now pick up. But it would definitely up the transportation numbers anyway. There's a lot of steel there, but we've gone through all of our coal. So I wonder when this coal train now gets delivered, how quickly it actually goes through the coal. Because it's stopping these either being full all the time, you know, so I can't increase the steel trains until we obviously are producing more steel. So I was going to see how quickly it demolishes the coal. That's what I want to know. That's all your boy wants to know right now. Alright, here it comes. You could also argue... No, you can't really argue kind of like reduce the ore, because it's the same distance. But look at how quick it's chomping through the coal. I mean, it will produce more steel now, because we've upped the deliveries, or the capacity in which it can deliver in. But it's definitely chomping through that coal, which we kind of needed to. That train's not going back full to produce more steel. So leave that as it is anyway. It will just naturally get on with everything. Train's coming in right now with more goods. And how quick does it chomp through the planks? Pretty well, really. I'm surprised this hasn't really upgraded again. But then the deliveries haven't been adequate enough, have they? No. So I might, to be honest with you, I might add a few more to it. There we go. Add a few more to it because it is 2 steel trains versus the 1 wooden plank train. Oh, look at how big Perth's expanded. I've just realised how well it's going. The chart, it's plateauing now, but it's gone for quite a big expansion, hasn't it? It's just got an annoying topography around it. It really has. Right, that's all good then. Sweet as. And now, for the first time ever, I've just got over $1 billion in the bank. That is beautiful, boys. Absolutely beautiful right now. So, is the fuel now being delivered? Were you a fuel train? No, you're a tool train. Which, finance-wise, you can make money. Some years you don't make money. But I suppose once we get the speed all sorted, we're going to be okay. What train are you coming down right now? You're the food train. What train are you? You're a Mildura plank train. Why are you empty? Why are you empty? So that would have dropped off planks. Did it not have anything to pick up? Mildura plank train? Where's that train? Oh, sorry. It's going delivering planks there. That's why it's not full. That's why it's not full. It's actually quite a large train for what it's meant to be doing. I just realized what was going on. That's a really big train, though, isn't it? Yeah. There is adequate enough planks to the point where you could maybe think about. I'll change the cargo carriages on it to produce a bit more. Right, fuel train's coming in right now. It's already been in before, but it takes so long to get here. Obviously, they will go a year without making any money. We're dropping off right now. Cha-ching. Oh, 6 million? Okay, the money it makes will pay for a few years of deficits. Damn, son. Look how busy Melbourne is. Well, you could really do with some public transport. But we should see the spike now starting to grow for Melbourne. We're getting fuel and tools being delivered. Again, it's an awkward topography again. Now, I'm going to assume Portland's had fuel delivered at some point. It has. So we should see a spike going up right now for that town. Okay. So Melbourne Wood, there's 3 trains on it. If I manage the vehicles... Let me just manage the one first. It's got... I find it hard to work out what it's currently got on it. Is it the new ones? No, it has got the new one. I might replace all these trains. Replace them or clone them with one more. Right, I've cloned with one more. That'll mean more wood deliveries. But I don't think it really matters, to be honest with you. It does for this one. But there is so much planks on the platform. We're kind of okay. I wonder if I can kind of connect this up. So if I was to... add you to there, and then... what do you reckon the chances are of that working? We got a third one on the go. That's going to put even more planks on the platform. You love to see it, don't you, boys? You just love to see it right now. That's good. Okay. Very good. So this is all looking pretty sweet then. We're now officially rocking and rolling. We've got the goods being delivered. Now, when it comes to the other towns, Adelaide also needs fuel and food. We can deliver food to it and fuel that we're producing. So Mildura, Portland, Melbourne, all three of the little triangle here have both the goods being delivered. Perfect. Albury needs fuel, which we are producing. Wagga Wagga needs tools, which we are producing. We're just not producing any brick or goods just yet. But Canberra, food and fuel, we can do that. Sydney, fuel we can do. Newcastle, tools we can do. So luckily for us, 2 towns here need goods. 2 towns need bricks. So again, that's 2 other types of industry we can get done to then kind of feed 4 towns. So that will be the goal. But to be able to get to these places here, we do need to build the train line, which is why I think next episode we should focus on the passenger line, because it will then give me the excuse to run the train lines to them. But also, in these small towns, the train lines are going to be more important, so we're going to have to integrate the cargo and passenger lines together. So we might as well just work with the passenger lines first and add the cargo to them. So when it comes to needing goods and bricks, there is a goods factory just there, which requires steel and plastics. We do produce steel down here. So that's quite an easy delivery round, and then down and in. Plastics come from over here, which we need to bring refined oil in, which I don't think we're going to be producing enough from that location anyway. But there is another one. Where did I see? Oh, there's another goods factory there. Another oil refinery there, but we need to bring oil from somewhere else. That is, I mean, we could also set up a second train. It's not a problem. But there's many places in which we can get oil from anyway, so there's no stress. Bricks, though. Where's the closest brick factory? Oh, one there. And where's the stone for it, or the rock? Just there from the quarry. There's a nice little section up here where we can kind of utilize some. So we can all be connected to the main line. Okay, oh, there's one over there as well. Oh, there's one over there. Okay, there's quite a few for the brick. Okay, right, sweet. There's lots of stuff we can get set up right now to feed all these towns and cities with the goods they need. And then we'll also integrate the passenger line. Once we've kind of covered all of this, we've got the passenger line from Adelaide to Newcastle via Mildura, Wagga Wagga, Canberra, Sydney, up and running. And then we've got the passenger line from Adelaide to Wagga Wagga again, but going through Portland, Melbourne, Albury to here. And once you've got all that sorted and all the towns feeded from just this little section, we'll then do the same over on Perth. And then once we've got Perth set up, we'll then build our high-speed rail to connect the two. Mildura is going to need quite an extensive passenger line set up and passenger station set up as well. We might have to convert this into passenger station. It's going to be an interesting turn of events. It really is. It really is, but they can get some ridiculous speed going all the way down through the country anyway. Right, not bad. We've got big plans. We've sorted a lot of stuff out right now. It'll be interesting to see how these cities now grow. Now, just before we do end it, has Mildura expanded yet with more? No, it hasn't really expanded yet with more machine factory buildings. So we might have to think about setting up a bit of a vehicle run just to drop the goods off to make the city grow a bit. But then again, the other side of it is that I'm probably going to destroy Mildura a bit more anyway when I come to building the passenger train stations running through it. So swings and roundabouts, right? Yeah, we'll just leave it for now. We'll leave it for now. But how are we doing in terms of money? We got to be now at an all-time high in terms of income for a single calendar year. So previously our biggest high was 146. I think we just had one previously at 180. We've had a recent one at 178, another one at 168, Not too sure what this year will bring right now, but high income years, we're pushing nearly 200 million in a single year. This is looking really good. 1.2 billion in the bank. Money is no longer an issue, and that's all because of the distances the goods have to travel. Just wait until I get my passenger line set up, which they're probably not going to make much money to begin with, but I've got enough money in the bank right now to support any project that I do try and get done. Now, any lines losing money? There's going to be a few lines that do lose money. Melbourne fuel. This is, I mean, it only losing money because it depends on what year it is, but it makes enough. This should really change from like yearly to maybe you could change it for like last 3 years or something like that. But at least we understand what's going on. More frequent deliveries would change that. Melbourne tools, finances, bit of the same issue. It's in between. It's just so far away. It's in between. We got Mildura machines. Never has made money, but we understand that Mildura doesn't have enough tool factories nearby just yet. That's down to my fault. Mildura fuel right now. Mildura food. Not delivering enough, interestingly. It could be down to the fact that the train's not big enough, which looks like it could be one of the reasons, or it could be that trains are just too expensive to deliver it in such a long distance. It's from there to there, but it has to go all the way around, where I could just kind of utilize vehicles. So that could be something that we need to reevaluate. It really could. And then Mildura Steel did used to make money. Now it's kind of plateauing out. And what Mildura Steel does, it picks up the steel here and delivers it to there. Again, it's such a short distance. We are producing enough. It might be a case that the train is just too expensive. We're actually not really producing. I don't think we can produce enough to what it needs to get delivered, to be honest with you. So many things that we got to reevaluate and have a look at. But main thing is we've got plans. So until next time, I'll see you all soon. So goodbye.